Hello students, EVS 1 here, lesson number 12, that is food for all, but now part 2. First we have already done standard 5th, presenting Mrs. Savita Jagta, MCGM teacher. Now students, before starting we will see some recalls.
So students, this way we have completed our half lesson, that is food for all. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. Let me check. Okay, as we learn, there are two main agricultural seasons in our country. Which are they?
Yes, ma'am, I know. The season from June to October is called the Kharif season, and the season from October to March is the Rabi season.
Very good, students. Now tell me, which are the modern methods of irrigation?
Ma'am, there are two modern methods of irrigation. First one is drip irrigation and another one is sprinkle irrigation.
Very good, students. Now we are going to move towards our half lesson which is remaining. In this lesson we are going to check what are the process for food storage, how to conserve of environment, then storage of grains, protection of crops, everything. So come on, we will see our half lesson, that is food for all.
Here we are going to deal first topic, that is fertilizer. Now why we need fertilizers? There are two types of fertilizers. First one is manures and another one is chemical. The manure is completely made by natural things, that is green waste, animal dung, and chemical fertilizers is the mixtures of chemical. Students, what happens if the some crops are grown repeatedly in the field? The fertility of that soil is decreases. So then we have to add fertilizers to the soil to restore its productivity. So fertilizers provide the required nutritive substances to the crop. So this way we can maintain nutritive value of the soil by using or by applying fertilizers. So this is the way how to apply fertilizers. First one is directly apply to the roots of that plant, or we can directly spray on the plant like this way. The next one is unfertile land. Now what happens? Chemical fertilizers used for quicker growth and higher yields. However, the harmful effect of the use of these fertilizers soon become clear. The overuse of chemical fertilizers leads to accumulation of excessive chemicals in the soil, and it will lowers the fertility of the soil and reduces its productivity, and the soil become unfertile. So in unfertile land the crops does not grow. So if land become unfertile, it has to be tested to find out which substances it lacks. So the fertility can be restored by adding these substances. It is costly and time consuming procedure. Therefore, it is better to avoid excessive use of fertilizers. The next is protection of crops. Students, diseases and pest attacks can damage crops in the fields. As a remedy, insecticides and pesticides are sprayed on crops. This is the traditional way. Farmer use pumps to spread insecticides and pesticides. Nowadays, big machineries are there, so at a time we can spread over all the land. And the second way is certain chemicals are rubbed on the seeds before sowing, so it will protect crops. Now storage of grain. Storing the harvested crop safely is as important as increasing the production. First one is the grain is dried well in the sun. The second one is it filled in the sacks. Then the sacks are then stored in the house or after selling in warehouse or shops. But students, stored grain also can damage in two ways. First is mice and rats and insects can spoil the grain to a great extent, or the grain is stored in a closed or damp space, it catches fungus and becomes unfit for eating. So for prevent such damage by pest, chemicals are sprayed at the place of storage or all around it, or neem leaves are mixed in the grain. Some protective chemicals also can be mixed with the grain and are also available in the market. So their smell repel insect. Storage places are always kept dry and airy to prevent fungus. The next is food storage and conservation of environment. Like human, other living things also store food. Each of them has a different way of doing it. Insects like ants store food. Bees collect nectar from flowers and store in a honeycomb in the form of honey. Squirrels store seeds. Because these animals store food, it is available to them when they need it. All the times plants are busy producing the food they need. Even so, there are some plants that store food. You are familiar with bulbs of plants such as onions, garlic, and the tubers such as sweet potatoes, beetroots. Radishes are the roots of their plants. These plants store food in their stems or roots. Now we too store food in our homes according to our needs. The types of ration cards. Students, wherever we visit to a fair price shop, they will ask your ration card. There are 3 types of ration card according to income of that person. So these 3 types of ration card can identify with their colors, that is white, yellow and orange. So as per income of that person, government provide them a ration cards. Today our country is self-reliant. As far as production of food grains is concerned, we are also able to export the surplus grain. But how it happened? The tremendous increase in food grain production in our country was achieved during the Green Revolution, and it was brought about by joint efforts of scientists and people working for the spreads of science and farmers. The credit for the research that led to improvement in the seeds of wheat and rice that resulted in the Green Revolution in India goes to Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. The next is food security. Food is a basic need. Many countries have made laws of ensure that every person should get a sufficient food according to their need. Now what this law says? Food security law. The National Food Security Act 2013, which aims to provide subsidized food grain to approximately 2/3 of India's 1.2 billion people. Students, whenever we feel any difficulty in any matter, we are having a helpline numbers, toll-free numbers, so like police, ambulance, fire brigade, etc. Like this way, farmer also having one toll-free number that is called Kisan Call Center. This helpline number is 1800-180-1551. So farmer can call and take guidance about the latest technology, irrigation facilities, improved seeds, use of fertilizers and pesticide, etc. They can also get weather forecast and other agriculture related information from this assistance center. The Agriculture Department of the government, agriculture universities, television, newspapers and various periodical work for the spread of modern methods of agriculture. Now it is possible for all farmers to use these modern methods to increase production. The whole country benefits from these efforts. Now this way we have completed our lesson Food for All. Thank you.